this is a key week for the Trump campaign, the RNC, our team, to put the right legal challenges into the courts. It doesn't have to be definitive yet, but it's got to get past motions to dismiss and start moving its way.
Tuesday is the motion to dismiss has been filed against the claims in Pennsylvania. And in that particular case, that's a lot of the constitutional challenges for Pennsylvania. So that case, if in fact we survive the motion to dismiss, what will happen is we will then proceed to a trial, ready for this, on Thursday. So I was working with the lawyers over the weekend getting that ready. And if you lose the motion to dismiss, you're entitled, it's a final order. I was talking to Andy Economo about this before we went on air. It's subject to appeal, of course, to the Third Circuit Court of Appeals. In Georgia, there is looks like a series of suits going to be entered into this week, mostly focusing on signature verification and some of the issues there. The recount's going on as we speak, almost done, I think. The next aspect or the next major item I think that you'll see is the action. There's planned actions in Wisconsin. My understanding is that you have to wait until the 30th. There must be some kind of certification date before you can actually bring the legal challenge in court. But all of that is going on right now, and there's talk about what the state legislatures are going to do in the states that are being contested, especially those that are controlled by Republicans. That's an issue. There's even talk about some states very upset that their voters, the people that voted in their states have had their vote diluted because other states had a process that was not transparent, fair, violated due process, so a state could sue another state. I mean, all of that's possible.
Americans, however, need and deserve a fair process as opposed to a two-tiered voting system. And so these safeguards are in the Constitution. These are legal and constitutional procedures, and the president is entitled to pursue them to the full extent of the rule of law.
There has been so much confusion and fraud and other things going on that the American people of both stripes politically are beginning to lose faith in our electoral system, and we simply cannot allow that to happen.
I think voters across America, no matter your political persuasion, should really take heart in the way that the rule of law is working here in the United States of America. When there is a challenge to a close election, the candidate that is trailing has an opportunity to put those arguments before a court. That is what is happening, and no matter what side of the ledger you're on, Jay, I think that should give every voter confidence, because that is the way we do things in the United States of America. We follow rule of law, we follow legal process, and come the third week of January, voters across the spectrum are going to have confidence in who the winner is.
In the federal law, there's provisions for a state legislature to declare the election in the state failed. And interestingly, the federal law doesn't define what failed means. So if you had, and by the way, Republicans control the state legislatures in these states at issue here that would put President Trump over the line electorally. If you thought that you had so much fraud, so much abuse, there were so many problems, there were so many issues with the mail-in ballot, you can't figure out if people voted twice or three times, or how many votes, legal votes, were canceled out, you as a legislature can vote and say this is a failed election, and because of a failed election, we are choosing the electors, and they could choose electors for Donald Trump. And that is a strategy that could be in place. It is completely legal to do.
If there were multiple states where the problems rose to the level that they could not certify their totals, it is entirely possible that neither candidate would even get to that 269 level. So that's when the vote would go to the House for the president and the Senate for the vice president. Again, that's like step 4 from where we're at now, but it's a process that's been laid out since the beginning of our country.
You believe, like I do, that this week is big?
I think this is a very big week.
To get them into court.
Yeah, I think you've got some in court that are maturing.
Yeah.
In other words,
some
they're going
need to be filed,
and then some need to be filed. And this is the week to do it, because then you're Thanksgiving. Then the week after that is the week before the electors are selected, right, yeah. And then a week later they meet.
And most start certifying.
And most of the states are starting to certify. I think some of the states, doesn't Georgia certify November 20th?
Yes.
So you got some states that are going to be certifying very quickly. So yeah, this is a very big week.
The moves we're going to talk about tomorrow that are potential.
Yeah.
Are ones that would send shockwaves through the nation.
Yeah, so let's see what develops tomorrow in court. We're going to see what other actions might be filed. You have court determinations this week, and you have potentially groundbreaking lawsuits that may be filed this week. We will know in the hours ahead.